Hello everybody, welcome in to the stream today. How are you guys doing? Nitrop, welcome in over on YouTube. How's your weekend? How you doing today? Oh man, alright. Alright, let's try to get this going. Desirant, welcome. Welcome. Alright, we're gonna kinda get started here. Let's shake up some paint a little bit. Leo 2A7, welcome. Get some paint down and we're gonna start. I'll tell you guys what the plan is here. Alright, we'll scoot those over. Some finished minis I need to work on. We have this cool mini. Look at this. This mini is a Barrow Knight from the Soulblight Gravelords for Age of Sigmar. Really cool mini. Very cool mini. The plan with this mini is to paint it. And we're going to paint it in a color scheme that is the same as our Vampire Count army for the Old World. See, this is the Dork Depot here, but this is a relatively finished skeleton. I never put the verdigris on their shields, but we have this skeleton here. So we are going to paint this skeleton knight like this, painting a mini. I know, Cultured American. It's truly exciting. It's a big deal. So we're gonna start, and I think the really big deal here is that we're gonna use some Army Painter speed paints. So I have Tyrian Navy here, and that's the first color I'm gonna use on this guy. We're gonna put some of this color down. We're gonna take our time. We're gonna have fun with it, and we'll see where we go from it. But I would say the ultimate goal, since this is the end of the month, is to send this mini to somebody. This is not a mini for me to keep. This is one I would like to send to somebody, and I don't want to commit to finishing it today, so we're going to do the actual giveaway on Friday. Alright, we'll try to finish it by Friday, or finish it on stream Friday, and then I'm going to draw a name and I'm going to mail this out to somebody. So if that's something you fancy, then either just make sure you're here on Friday, or join the Discord, and I'll give some more details in the Discord on how to enter and when I'm gonna be live on Friday and everything. But John Lockridge, welcome in. H Mark, how you doing? On my channel, I'm painting along with you painting. Oh, very cool, very cool. You gotta find out what paints you're using painting Emperor's Children. So that's right, I was painting the 40k Emperor's Children. Most of the paint I use is Pro Acryl, and I'll talk about it during the stream. I don't normally like make a separate entry like listing the paints that I'm using. So I don't typically do that. But if there's a particular color you have questions about, I'll do my best to answer it. But yeah, it's normally something from Monument Hobbies, Pro Acryl. I believe they have a Black Friday sale going on right now, where they're like 20% off all their paints or something similar to that. So if you are interested in buying their paints, buying directly from them, it's not a better time to do it. Why not paint an army of Soulblight Gravelords? I have an army of Vampire Counts Undead using a lot of the Soulblight Gravelords minis. So I have used that idea. Yep. I put this kind of round base because I figure people might appreciate that a little more. All of mine go on square bases when they're for me, but I'll get your guys's on a nice round base here. Hey, Quishy, what's going on? Yep, we are using speed paint. So I don't know. These minis are pretty big. Cavalry always take quite a lot longer than infantry. So we'll see if we manage to finish this mini today. But I'm kind of doubting it. I'm doubting it. Is there a way to print custom transfer? Yes, I think you just get a specific type of paper, and you can print out your own transfers. I am almost positive. You probably need an inkjet printer though. Trench Crusade minis arrive on Friday. Nice. That's awesome. That's really cool. Welcome in, guys. Happy Tuesday. I hope you know the Americans are ready for Thanksgiving. Ready to eat way too much food. I am pretty stressed at this point because I am cooking Thanksgiving dinner and there's a lot to do. So that's where I am at this point. Is I have to get ready, and all the cooking will start tomorrow afternoon or evening. But today is also the painting son's birthday. He turned 9 years old today, so he's at school today. But we're gonna do an evening with him, and then tomorrow he doesn't have school because of the holiday, so we are going to do some fun things with him. It's like a day out, so that's what we're doing coming up. So I can't even start on Thanksgiving dinner till tomorrow evening, and that's also another reason why I'm not streaming tomorrow, because life is crazy, especially now. Your kids get the whole week off? That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. All the school districts around here, it's just the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You don't get any days off. Well, you know. Hey, what's up, Tuvon? And Quishy, hello. I'm glad to see you guys in here. Okay. We got some of that. Let's put some of this blue here. Rains right here. One thing about using this contrast speed paint is you need to be careful. Make minimum mistakes because your mistakes tend to show up later on. You can't just cover them up like I normally do, being lazy. So, Chaos spawned, 1,000 suns turn into dust upon the rubric here. They survive as spawns. You know, I have no idea. I don't know if they specify a lot of that. And you asked me a question earlier about 1,000 suns, and I don't know if I'm quite sure how to answer that question. But characteristics, I mean, more psychically attuned as a legion just because of their gene seed and everything. But yeah. Oh, you have to work on Thanksgiving? That's too bad. That's too bad, Demon. Well, I'm sorry to say I will not be streaming then. So I can't keep you company. I'm going to be busy running around like a chicken with its head cut off trying to cook dinner. So that's what I will be doing on Thanksgiving. But it should be a fun time. Hopefully you get a good meal that day anyway. Help. Distance will be Blood Bowl, Dark Water, Tau Battle Force. Your ratio of pain. Oh no. Don't do that. Don't do that, Mydril. You gotta control yourself. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, you're spending all your money now, then you have time to paint it, right? I get it. I get it. It happens, though. It's in phases. Misfit, what's up? I am doing kind of a classic Thanksgiving dinner. So, you know, making a turkey. We got mashed potatoes, green bean casserole. I'm gonna roast some Brussels sprouts. I think that's something we're doing. My wife's gonna make some bread, which should be good. Yeah, stuff like that. But the key is that I'm making all of that that's allergen friendly, so my wife can eat it. Which is why I like to make Thanksgiving dinner, because I like to make sure that she can eat all the delicious food. Oh man, Brussels sprouts are so good. So good. Dark blue's perfect for Grave Lords. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think so too. I was really happy to find this color. I wanted a nice, like, deep blue color. We're going to be highlighting it a bit too later. But no, it is a great color. I appreciate that. I'll show you guys my example mini here. This is following kind of my normal army paint scheme. I'm going to send this to somebody. These minis are so gorgeous. I'm going to paint this, and one of you guys are going to get this mini as a giveaway. I'm going to do the giveaway on Friday, though. Okay, so keep an eye out for Friday or for information about Friday. I'm going to make sure everybody's in the loop and knows when things are happening. Cooking for Tuvan, so that means I'm going to cook for 10 people, even though it's just us. Oh no. To eat that much? Dang, dude. I mean, Thanksgiving, you kind of cook for 10 people regardless, right? We have a total of 4 eating Thanksgiving dinner with us, and we're cooking. I'm cooking way too much, so. AOS minis tend to be pretty. Yeah. No, they're good looking minis. I'm kind of hit or miss on AOS minis, like the aesthetic and everything, but the Soulblight stuff has kind of knocked it out of the park for the most part. Mainly to me, I think the appeal is that they look like Warhammer Fantasy minis. So it was obvious these were intended to be used with Warhammer Fantasy before the corporate policy came around that said no, 1 game per mini kind of thing. You're cooking and working on Thanksgiving. Dang. You can't cook small batches of anything? Yeah. My parents can't do that. Okay, we got some cloth. I think that's about it for this color here. Yeah. I think that's all we got. So we're gonna transition here into some, let's do some silver. How about that, guys? And we're just gonna go. So we did Tyrian Navy. I did speed paint, guys. I know. It's wild. I know. Our next color is going to be more speed paint. I don't know. You need me to shake this up. Meal prep day? Yeah, that's the way to do it. Yeah. Leftovers are like a big part of like the enjoyment, right? From Thanksgiving dinner. I love leftovers. Are we shaking the paint? Yeah, we're doing good. All right. There's going to be a lot of silver on this mini. Listen to Call Book. It's good. Oh, good. That's good. Yeah, that just came out, didn't it? Just recently? Very nice. These paints really gunk up the nozzle here. Dark blue with red accents would work for Thousand Suns. Yeah, I think that would work great. Night Trap. Yeah. I've seen a lot of people doing, for Heresy models, doing red with, red with dark blue accents. Because, there's some different factions within the Thousand Suns, different cults that use that blue, that kind of Thousand Suns blue as their main color. And Darkwater, if they'll add rules for AOS or the Old World. The Pestigors are actually getting new models in Darkwater, and they're getting their own box set release. So yes, Pestigors will definitely have AOS rules. And I'm gonna say, aside from just having a mark for your Beastmen, I don't think Pestigors will have unique rules, at least for a while. They might eventually get a supplement where you get Beastmen with unique like Slangors and Zangors and Pestigors and Korngors and all that, but at this moment, no, they don't mix. Did I say Pesto Wars? Yeah, truly the most devastating war. Pestigores, man. Pestigores. Yeah, Raja, I cannot believe how those games have been going, honestly. Yeah, that has been crazy. I know. I'm like playing. I'm kind of like cheering for you. Like, dude, this is not okay. One or two games ago, and the healing kept going. Yeah, dude, it's blue. It's all those the great blue cards. I'm sure it'll flip eventually. What's up, Estrella? How you doing? Hey, West Beastmen, we hardly knew you. Yeah, yeah. Beastmen are cooler in the old world anyway. That's alright. Hey, Becky Bumper, welcome in. Welcome. How are you doing today? Thank you for the follow. I'm just we're using speed paint today, and if you are familiar with my stream, you know I'm not usually a big fan of speed paint, but we're messing with it. We're gonna make this mini look really good though. It'll be worth it. We're painting this Barrow Knight, and we are eventually gonna give this mini away. So I recommend either just making sure you're here on stream on Friday, or jumping in the Discord. So you get an idea of what's going on. I'll tell everybody in the Discord how this giveaway is going to work. But we're going to do a giveaway here, and I want to send this mini to someone completely free. As a, you're awesome, and thank you for keeping me company through the month. All that. Frolic has been terrible. Yeah, yeah. Extra card. Oh, that's rough, yeah. That's how it was for me, like, for a while. I just felt like you could tell, like, right at the start, when you're, like, the first 3 turns, you're like, well, I got nothing. Like, this game's gonna go terrible. And yeah, I just feel like they just come up, the cards just come up, like, really well for me. And, yeah, I've just been, I'm like, oh, wow, there's 3 really good cards I could buy here. I'll get one, and then, you know, no matter which one you get, I'll get something good out of it, too. And it just keeps happening. Living the dream. Painting cultists today. Nice, nice. That's really cool. What kind of cultists? Like 40k cultists? Is that what you're working on, or is it some other like cultist mini? Just against me recently, yeah. Oh, hold on just a second, guys. I gotta mute. I gotta take a phone call real quick. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I was waiting on a phone call today. A family member got hurt and trying to figure out what's going on, so. Turns out said family member detached both of their triceps, so. Does not sound like fun. Alright, what's going on? Yeah, so, yeah, we're playing a card game. Yeah, the Star Realms card game. I am happy to play anybody who wants to play some Star Realms on mobile. I think it's like $5 for the game, but there's no ads or anything. And you can look me up and challenge me to a game. I am just TPD. That is my identity on Star Realms, if you want to play a game. So, Cultist, Armies, Chaos Undivided, so I've been having a blast being. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Opponent conceded because I had 110 health and he was down to 23 and I had 6 bases. Yeah, sometimes it just happens. Dang. Yeah, what's up, Jaded Valkyrie? Yeah, that sounds super painful. Yeah. They're just like slowly trying to like get things going, and yeah, they went to orthopedic today, and the orthopedic doctor is like, yeah, we'll get an MRI on you soon, and yeah, like, okay, I'll just sit here with my detached triceps. It's all good. In this little skeleton knight. So this mini is a just for fun, and it's actually going to be a giveaway. So we're going to do the giveaway on Friday. I just wanted to get a good start on it because I wasn't sure how long this is going to take to paint. But yeah, I'm going to paint this. I'm going to give it to somebody. I was debating what I could get and paint. And I've given away a lot of 40k minis and like 40k adjacent minis, so I was like, you know what, a cool undead knight. I absolutely adore these Soulblight skeleton minis. So I was like, this would be a perfect mini just to paint for fun and to give up. So I got a set of these. I have a couple more, and I might paint the rest of them for my own army or something later, but. Got a set of these and figured I would want to give it away. Not giving it away now, though. This is giveaway. Give it away later. Thank you, Misfit. I appreciate it. Whole box to do? Dang, yeah. I can message me, Misfit. I'll give you a website where you can buy some square bases without paying GW prices, because I buy all of my bases from a website. They sell on Amazon, but I don't like to support Amazon if I can avoid it, so I found their own website, and I just order from their website. And the last time I ordered, they shipped for free, so, and everything was super cheap. Oh, and whips? Okay. Alright, give me a minute, Quishy, and I'll take a look. What you got? Let me finish up this silver real quick. Something about skeleton. Yeah, skeleton minis are always great, right? Like I was saying earlier, I'm not always the biggest fan of Age of Sigmar aesthetic, but these Soulblight minis have really knocked it out of the park. let's get this lance tip here, and I think we're about done with the silver. Pretty quick. All these colors individually go pretty quick. What's going to be our time consumer is going to be some dry time, because we're going to be painting some wash onto here. Chunk of metal, I think that is. That's sprue, that's really weird. Okay, do that and some gold. I think we're all set then with the silver. Maybe I should do the lance with blue as well. Maybe. Yeah, send me a message. Send me a message on Discord. Now I'll link the website. I'll send you a link to the website. I'll look it up. Alright, and whips. Quishy's got stuff in whips. Let's take a look at Quishy's minis. Trench Crusade. Oh, it's the German dudes, the Holy Roman Empire guys, right? Very nice. Those are plastic minis? How do they look? How's the plastic? Very nice stuff, guys. Check out Quishy's mini in the whips. Bunch of unbased Roman legionnaires that need square bases. Yeah, there you go. Oh, they're resin prints, but you get the other dudes on Friday. Okay. I wasn't sure if they were out yet. Nice. Yeah, I think the lance needs to be blue. Based in Poland. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so they're practically right around the corner, right? That's awesome. All right. Oh, there's a metal plate I didn't paint. Let's get that. And maybe we start on some gold, or we can start on the bone. Let's do our bone. How about that? They're Prussians. That's right, it's Prussian. Yeah, okay, my bad. I'm not super familiar with Trench Crusade lore, so. And I missed some other silver. I got some chainmail here. Better to find this now. I got the paint out. Any other things I missed? Let's go through here. Chainmail is a bit of like its main. I mean, I guess we got dead dude's sword down here. Might print some more. Nice. Okay. You know what we could do real quick? We can get this. Where's the color? What do we want? We want I believe this was our bronze color. I will show you guys this, where I don't believe this is one of the colors that doesn't match what they describe here. Give me a hard time. Oh yeah. Train to be a power gamer. Yeah, don't leave your tanks in the open. And the kid won't target them. It's your own fault, Avelios. It's your own fault, man. We did our TANKSgiving on Sunday, and Painting Sun played with us, and it was really cool. So he did really well with the rules. I think it was actually Avelios is probably the person that faced off against him the most, so he'd probably have a better opinion on that. He saw fractional ads. It's the rule. Rules are rules, man. It's he didn't write the rules. He's just following them. It blows up, it wasn't fit to live. Yeah, exactly. I thought this was our color. Maybe it isn't. Ugh. Yeah, so I'm going to paint this. I'm going to get your guys' opinion on the label of this color, because can't paint with an army painter color without getting a rant about it here. It's very orange. A lot of orange in here. He did. He was on the ball. That's good. Good, good. Yeah, at one point, Painting Sun was explaining the rules to another player who was kind of newer, which was great. I was really, really impressed by that. So, good proud dad moment. But I think he really, he got into a groove and he was doing really good. You know, he was looking up his rules. I think he was more I think he knew some of the things his guns had, on his tanks and everything, but I think he was just being cautious. I think he didn't want to assume his tanks had things that didn't, so. Yeah, it was really cool, so. Got a little bit of, pre-birthday celebration in there. Alright. So here's the color we just painted on this shield, alright? It is Horde Bronze. This is a pretty decent bronze color. I want to know where it looks like this. Like this image here is nothing like that color. Am I crazy in saying that? Maybe under, if it's reflecting all the light, if you got a glare. But this is an orange mixed with gold. And this is very much just a gold. This is a desaturated gold, right? Because we compare that to something like Hoplite Gold. And you see the difference where this has a little bit of yellow. And this is just desaturated. But you can even see in the bottle, look at this. This is a deep orange and this is a pale gold color. You guys see the difference in that? Is that crazy? Am I crazy seeing that? Yeah. This is my biggest gripe about these colors, is this color is not this color. And when you're looking at these contrast paints, especially when it's supposed to be like shade, mid-tone, highlight, which is how they kind of promote these, none of this is this color. And what are you supposed to go by? You know? That's my big issues with these. This one's alright. This color is more like this. Hoplite Gold should have had this front here. And I don't know. I almost feel like that hardened leather color is much closer. So if they took this and put a metallic sheen on it, there you go. You have the color. That's what I see with those. But yeah. Yeah, it is, quite bronzy, right? Very coppery bronzy, but it does not match the label. Okay, we're gonna use some pallid bone. We're gonna go and paint all the bone here. This one will do a thin coat. I bought a couple bronzes because I wasn't sure which one would look best, and it turned out none of them looked great. Or looked like their labeling. And again, I think the issue is they come up with names of colors before they come up with the colors. And then they're like chemists or whatever, the people mixing the colors are stuck trying to create something to match a description instead of like, I'm going to make a bronzy color. Oh, cool, here's the color. What should we call it? And what should the label look like? I think these labels are created before the colors are. Yeah. Excited for the Prussians. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's really cool. Those minis look great, and they look like a lot of fun to paint. It's always the marketing team's fault. I don't know, man. I don't even know if that's necessarily marketing team's fault. I think there's a weird, like, mismatch with where the priorities lie on who decides things in the company. Strange. Yeah, TANKSgiving was a lot of fun. We had 7 people for a Heresy TANKSgiving, and we played simultaneous turns. We kind of pared down the rules to make it go a lot quicker, and it really went quick. So it was great. We finished in about 3 hours. It was probably a little under 3 hours once we got moving, and with 7 people putting a bunch of minis on the board. So that was great. I got to hand out awards, the awards that Zen printed that a lot of you guys came up with. We got to give those out, and people seemed to really enjoy them. We did the King of the Hill, which basically worked as intended. It was pretty funny. Painting Sun had the Fellblade. He had the Donatrix Anonyma, and that tank was slaughtering tanks every turn. Last turn, giving up King of the Hill to another tank, like across the board. Pretty wild. That was a really good time. Scarab Occult mentioned during the Heresy, they're called Sekhmet. But yeah, they are. Yep, they're like Magnus's personal bodyguard. And they have some pretty cool lore. Yeah, basically the Sekhmet Terminators are they're like really strong, like Psychers. They have really strong psychic ability, and the thing they do when they become Sekhmet is they basically give up control of themselves to where Magnus is the one that's like psychically controlling them. So some people claim that they look like robots when they fight, and they do things like in unison and in a really weird way, and it's like they'll like dive in front of bullets before they hit anything, or they do all that kind of stuff. It's because Magnus like personally controls them. He's got battle meditation. Yeah, while he does other things. Yeah. You got to the airport too early? Oh no, you just hanging out, Zen? That's not good. You went through TSA in 5 minutes. Of course. That's how it works though, right? It's either you get there and you're like rushing, you barely make it to the plane, you're like, oh, everything's taking forever, or it's like the complete opposite. Like, I'm going to show up 2 hours early, and then you show up, and then you're through TSA, and then you're done. Yeah, TANKSgiving was a blast. I had a lot of fun with it. I hope everybody that played had fun too. Painting Sun had a lot of fun. He won a couple medals, which was good. Every time, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're doing a lot more with these skeletons, guys. You just wait. Always get through too early. Well, that stinks. I mean, at least you're not late, right? Better to be early and sit around than being late. Hey, what's up, Lou? Evelios did get the best awards. He got the most ineffective tank, which has the best image of all the awards. It was the personal favorite as far as giving out. Yeah, it's the one Zendra actually designed, so... The waste time can be maddening. That's true. Yeah, you're like, I could have slept in an extra 45 minutes or something, and... Yeah. Instead, you're sitting at the airport. Okay. I think that's about it for that. We're going to get some gold out. We're not going to use that Horde Bronze. Ugh, I hate that color. You know, I think my color may have been... It may have been Talos Bronze. We'll put that over and we'll see. We'll go back. Yeah, I can't even do it. Dude, did you download Sovel on mobile? Yeah, Velios took the Malkador Furnace. That, like, could not damage just about anything on the board. It was just a sitting duck. And the whole idea was, like, it needs to explode and kill stuff. And instead, it didn't. It just survived. I tried to kill it. I did. Oh, too bad. Oh, if you got Wi-Fi, you can download it. It works really well on mobile. There's only a few things, like a few hiccup things that I noticed, but otherwise, like, it's really smooth on mobile. So. Trying to get this gold, guys. Good shake. Star Laser, how you doing?
I believe, every day's a good day when you paint.
Hey, Wandering Pig, thank you for the resub. I appreciate that. I hope you're doing well. We're using a bunch of speed paints today. So this is Hoplite Gold. This is one I actually really like. So, you brought so much paint. Were they, like, staring at you, like, confused, or was it just, like, whatever? Okay, Starlit Misfit, welcome in. You want to intentionally shoot their own minis in 30k? No, you cannot. You cannot intentionally shoot your own minis. Yeah, so Velios couldn't even, like, try to blow up his own Malkador if he wanted to. Lost in second? Oh, okay. You think you could if you watched me play? Yeah, it's the Demolisher Cannons, dude. Scattering backward. That's like a Demolisher Cannon special, though. I did that the one time I ran Solar Ox in third. I scattered a Demolisher Cannon round back onto my Dracosan. Alright, starting with the lack of daylight that winter brings. You got one of those lamps. Little therapy lamps. Or supplements, right? Like vitamin D supplements might help. I know it's a thing, though. Yeah, I should be able to shoot their own if they wanted to. Yeah. I know in older editions of Warhammer Fantasy, Skaven were able to. And in Middle Earth, evil factions are able to shoot into their own like combats their own minis are involved in. Obviously with the risk of hitting your own minis, but a lot of times it's worth it when you're just shooting at orcs. So and just like shoot through the purple metallic. It does look a little purple on the camera, doesn't it? It is not purple, but somehow the lighting is freaking out with a little flecks in it or something. It's not purple. This mini's looking really bright. It's gonna be a lot deeper color soon. Not gonna stay like this. Last few days we've been building Votan. Oh, nice. Very cool. Second War was always the bridesmaid. Yeah, the 3 basilisks just spending all game and not doing a thing. How do you shoot? You tap their little gun button at the top left on mobile. Yeah, you gotta select the gun.
Every day's a good day when you paint. I believe it'll bring a lot of good thoughts to your heart.
Hey, Zamikido, welcome. Welcome in, Raiders. How you guys doing? Hey guys, I'm the Painting Dad. I am just painting this cool little skeleton, Barrow Knight here. Messing with some speed paints. There's gonna be a lot more I'm doing on this mini, but we're getting a base color with speed paints. How you guys doing? Welcome in. How was the stream? How's everybody doing? I'm the Painting Dad. So if you're not familiar with me, I literally just chill and paint minis like 5 days a week. Not this week because it's a holiday, but
First of all, let me take
holiday
just a moment to
and
thank you
all the
for
other
inviting
things
me back
going
into
on.
your home.
But yeah, that's what I do. We chill. Quoter Ye, welcome in. How are you doing? Thank you for the follow. But I'm putting some base colors down with these Army Painter speed paints, which I don't use often. In fact, I think the last time I used Army Painter speed paint was when I painted Undead minis, and that was probably over a year ago. Suffering painting faces? Oh, dang. I kind of enjoy painting faces. I'm probably not. I'm definitely not the best at it, but I understand though. I understand. I am using speed paint. Yep. I've already had one complaining session about them. I'll take you guys through it. So, if you're familiar with my channel or anyone like hangs out for any amount of time, you'll learn that I complain about Army Painter stuff a lot. But I'll show you guys here. Once I get a couple more things here. I want a lot of gold on this mini. Just a little bit. Try to get some of these hilts and stuff. I think I might go back over some things with silver and some of the blue. Don't know if I'm going to finish this mini today, but Friday we're going to give this mini away to somebody. I'll definitely be finishing it when I'm back on stream on Friday, and we're going to give this, I'll send it to somebody. Completely free. Just as a fun thing to do. Alright, you guys see the shield? The colors on this shield? Alright, so this shield is a color called Horde Bronze. Alright, and what kind of notes you getting out? What kind of color are you getting out of this shield? There's a, it's metallic, obviously, some gold. There's a lot of orange, right? A lot of orange in that Horde Bronze. Yeah, it's one of the colors I pick up a lot when I look at that color. Let me show you. Let me show you the actual label for this color. This is the label for Horde Bronze. And if you look at these two colors, we found out that if you put it right in a light glare, it kind of brings out the label color, but those are nothing like each other. That's the same. That's the color right there from this bottle. What's funny though is that this label looks more like Hoplite Gold does than I think the label for Hoplite Gold. So like we have Hoplite Gold here, and you see how like that color matches really well, like this color with this, more so than that color with this very yellow label of Hoplite Gold. So it's weird. It looks like it would be a very pale gold color, which is one of the reasons I bought this. I was like, oh yeah, okay, let's look at this, and like, you know, I want like a pale, like desaturated kind of aged gold, and then you put it on something and it's this color, which is orange. So I don't know. My whole rant is that I feel like Army Painter decides the colors and makes the labels before the colors are made. And it's kind of like, well, if you know, it's close enough, so we're just gonna ship it as is. Metallic speed paints do separate badly. Yeah, I mean, I could shake these paints all day, and it's still gonna look orange. I'm sure there's more silver I'm missing, but good enough. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like Broadsword Silver and Hoplite Gold are two really good metallics from the speed paint range. Otherwise, the range is like, it's kind of mediocre at best. Gotta print out heads to glue on the tops. I'm not putting that much effort into this paint. It's not worth the effort to me. Skeleton hand here. We're gonna darken all this down a bit, and we're gonna start doing highlights on this eventually. So if it looks bright or very plain or one-dimensional, I understand. I agree with you. We're just gonna go through the steps here. That's what we're doing. All right. Next, I think my next color we're going to do is Satchel Brown, and this is another it's a very bright brown. Give it a good shake. Yeah, the metallics separate a lot worse than the non-metallic ones. But yeah, if Army Painter wanted me to decipher their colors by not using the label, then they should have added stuff outside of using the label. But I think I fall under that, like 99% of people that look at the label and expect the color to look like the label. You know, especially the contrast paint. Contrast style paint is weird because the actual paint inside is always going to look different from like the final result because it's a tint, right? So let's see this real quick. This is hardened leather. A nice reddish brown, and then this is Satchel Brown. That's like a really dark brown. I am going to, let's look at our little sample mini here. This little skeleton. I think hardened leather was the color I used before I did anything else on these. So let's go with the hardened leather. We sold a castle. We haven't sold one this year. Oh dang, okay. Christmas, right? Christmas is rolling around and people getting all the goodies. That's cool, Groovy. How you doing? Crusade campaign. I know people that are working through a campaign right now. French Crusade. Really liking it. Rosemary Cup no longer ships sable brush to the U.S. That sounds about right. Not to promote myself too much, but if you want to go to Foxbite is they sell some good sable brushes. Worth checking out, in my opinion. Later asked to play a 750-point old world game. Drew looked up Tomb Prince kits. Doesn't seem like a king would be running. Tomb Prince Royal Heritage box sold out everywhere. Yeah. Yeah, dude. GW in a nutshell, everything's just sold out. Evelis, did I tell you about my my old world game? I did like a learning game for old world last week with some of the local guys. That is frustrating, yeah. You sell 500 a year. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, I had probably one of my like worst gaming experiences I've ever had, and it was just last week playing the old world. Yeah, with some locals. Yeah, it was absolutely miserable, honestly. Like I show up, I mentioned that I want to get a learning game in because I was like, oh well, they're doing like a little charity game and everything, and so like, yeah, it'd be fun to try to jump in on that, little tournament action kind of thing where play a couple games, and I don't know if it's that crew or who exactly. I don't know. Maybe with him. Well, so someone volunteered to, play a learning game with me and give me a refresher on the rules. And I was like, cool. Like, I haven't, I played like 2 games and they were all over a year ago. So I definitely need like a refresher on like how this whole game works and everything. And I was like, I'm just going to jump in, 2,000 points. It'll be great. Let's do it. So I meet the guy and I have a vampire counts army. And I know vampire counts can be really good. But I sent my army to the guy ahead of time, and I was like, "Hey, here's my army list." Like, I didn't want to take anything too crazy because I don't want to end up with like I don't want to be that guy, bringing an insane army, especially to a learning game. I was like, that'd be ridiculous, like bringing this army to a learning game. Well, he never sends me an army list. He's like, all right, I'll figure out what I'm bringing. I was like, okay, that's cool. So he shows up and he's getting his minis out while he's playing Bretonia. Bretonia is another one of like the best armies, but that's fine. The guy's got painted Bretonian army. It's cool. Well, he has an all cav army. So I think he had some like skirmishing archers and a trebuchet. But he had basically an all cav army, and then with like just it was 2 Knights of the Realm, a Grail Knight, and he had a little trebuchet, and then he had a lord on was it a hippogriff, I think, with like an ogre blade, which was like a disgusting magic weapon, and He's like, all right, here's my list, and I was like, okay, cool, like let's do it. So I get first turn because Bretonians always go second, and I go first. I move forward, and the rest of the game was him charging me and me doing nothing. Like, I just stood there. I stood there and ate charges from knights the whole game, and he just slaughtered me. And like that was the whole game. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, this really sucked. Like, I don't think I've ever had a more unfun game of a miniature game, maybe in a very long time. If not ever, but like, I was like, I thought I was just supposed to be like learning the game, you know, and this dude took like his turbo OP professional gamer build. Oh yeah, he did the lance formation, and he also like, it was frustrating because I didn't know the rules. And so I was relying on him to kind of help me with some of the rules, but he was forgetting a lot of rules, and it felt very one-sided in how he was forgetting rules. So like, you know, I kept forgetting that my units cause fear, and so eventually I remembered on like turn 4, and I brought it up, and like he was explaining how fear worked, and I realized later like he was getting all the fear rules wrong anyway. So like, what was my hope? And I didn't learn any of the rules. Let's just put it that way. Like, he just took the chance to like completely curb stomp me without letting me play the game. And then, yeah, that was kind of it. Learning game to learn precisely nothing. Exactly, yeah. So yeah, honestly, it was a very, very miserable time. And I was like, man, I really want to learn and play this game. I really do. But like, if this is the group, if this is all the group is, then like I'm not gonna waste my time. Charge cycling, basically, yeah. So like he, you know, I had a big unit of Blood Knights, which is cool. Like, Blood Knights are like, they were like the one thing I had that was like could do anything against my opponent. And I stupidly, which they told me later that it was stupid to do it, not that anyone mentioned it to me before the game that it was, but I put them on my flank to like come around and like try to sweep a flank, you know, get a nice little flank charge. So you know, apparently that was a really dumb idea that no one wanted to tell me about. So what he did was he charged a unit I had screening, and then it was like a little unit of dire wolves with his lord, his like crazy hippogriff, like kills everything lord. He charged the unit in front of him, and since he won that combat, he was able to overrun, and he overran into my Blood Knights. And then we fought that combat on my turn, which meant I didn't get a charge. And then I think we drew combat or something, and so we both kind of backed away from each other, and then it was his turn, and then he just ran behind my Blood Knights. And so then at that point my Blood Knights were out of the game, because everything else he just moved away from the Blood Knights. And so I had like it was like a 500 point unit that did nothing in the game. And yeah, he had Pegasus Knights also. That was like that, you know, they have a 360 degree line of sight, so they just charged over everything and charged everything. And so they just like picked off my units one by one. I couldn't do anything to them because their movement was further than everything I had. And yeah, it's 3 units of knights just running at me, and yeah, all kinds of stuff like that. I'm gonna try this Talos bronze here. I think this might be the color I want on my shield, but I don't care just stacking up this color on these. Hit or miss. Bought my Tomb Kings, a lot of excitement, but they kept me on painting. You know me, I haven't gotten the game in, so now I'm relatively comfortable with 3.0 rules, taking the opportunity to learn the old world. Yeah, yep. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is actually the color I want, which it works putting it over this awful, like, Horde bronze color. We're going to wash this down and do all kinds of stuff, so I'm not concerned about, like, initial base color. I just want that, like, actual, like, deep kind of reddish look on it. Yeah, it was pretty wild. And so at the same time I was playing, there was another learning game going on, because there were a couple of us in the Discord, like, hey, yeah, let's do a learning game, and like, let's, so they're playing a learning game, and the other game that was going on, the guy who was learning was playing dwarves, and the guy who was teaching him was playing Tomb Kings, which is fine. Tomb Kings are really good, but he's playing Tomb Kings. And then the Tomb Kings player, though, had 2 characters on bone dragons. He had a necro sphinx, right? Or the necrolith sphinx. That's the big, the sphinx that flies, that one. And then he had 2 like tomb scorpions, and like that was basically his army, which was like, that's like the most disgusting, like, OP army, like feels bad army you can think of, playing against a dwarf player who's like never played before, or hasn't played in like 15 years or something, is what he said. And so, like, after the game, my opponent went over there and was making fun of that guy for like playing all gross and, playing stuff that's not fun and everything. And I was like, what? Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Like, what kind of learning game is this? Like, let's just stomp on everybody who wants to learn the game. Yeah. Like, you hear that army when you're like, okay, the dwarf player has like 3 bricks of infantry, some guns, and a cannon. Cool, dwarves. That's what dwarves are. And the other dude's like, who are you playing? So I can let you know. I'll let you know who I'm playing. I'll totally send you a message. What is it? It is the Fort Buckeye community, though, of Elios. Yeah, it is that one. So, if you're in that Discord. Yeah, learning games are the easiest to win, yeah. So let's just... We gotta pwn some noobs, right? Ugh. Yeah. Okay. The next color... Okay, I guess I'll just stick with this awful... wonderful paint. Yeah, the Tomb King's Bone Dragons are like... Those are like... Even as someone who doesn't like follow the meta, I understand that those Bone Dragons are like the worst thing in the game. And the guy had 2 of them. Yeah. And okay, so I don't honestly, like, at the end of the day, I don't mind a group that wants to play competitive. That's fine. I can play competitive. I don't have any games I play competitive, and if people want to play competitive, I don't mind if that's what they want to do. And I'll join in on that. That's cool. Because I can be pretty good at games. So and I like to challenge myself, and it's different reasons people have for playing games, right? My issue is more just like, I'm gonna learn the game and then like just show up and like stomp the people completely. Like, you gotta know how to grow a community, and like that's like rule number 1. Like, you don't just go around stomping everybody. Painted Galroch? No, I don't think he did. Needs more cannons. Yeah, the dwarves. Yeah. Yeah, I also want to feel like I can bring stuff I want to bring and not feel like I can't play the game. Which might just be that's just a game rules and balance thing right at that point where um, you know, if your stuff doesn't work, it doesn't work, like as an army, and that's just kind of too bad. But this mini's looking pretty awful right now, but we'll get that. Haven't found the warp dragon. I like it. Oh, that's too bad. Okay. I think the Forge World warp dragon looks really good, but I understand not wanting to pay those prices for it. Fine and good. Yeah, just call yourself that. Yeah, yeah. Okay. A couple little things here, but I don't know what... I'm going to paint that silver. I don't even know what that is. He's got a random, like, orb. The helmet. He's got a helmet on. We're going to put a wash down, and we're going to let this guy go for a little. He's gonna stew for a little bit before we start getting our highlights and everything. Cover that up a little bit. It's fine. We don't need to worry about little mistakes. So you're gonna make mistakes when you're using stuff like this. I'll show you guys. We'll correct it. We'll correct it. This little spear shaft here. Do the TPD signature move here in a minute. Cheaper and easier to get into infantry and then monsters and cab. Yeah, right, that's right, Avelios. Also, the infantry based armies look better on the table, right? Like, you play this game, you want to play with an army, right? And 2 dragons, a sphinx, and 2 scorpions is not a Warhammer army. That is like goofy, like tabletop gaminess, right? Like that's that vibe that it gives me. Dragon's what I intend to play. One has stupidity, the other is going to be a sorcerer, have a sorcerer lord. Not all the bells and whistles, and a warp dragon. Yeah. Okay. Just let people know before you play against them, Groovy. That's my only thing. Sure, it was intentional. Not this is what I have, this is what I bring. So Jaded Valkyrie, the the guy I played against, has been playing Warhammer for over 30 years and has never sold an army. I know he has at least 3 Warhammer armies, and so the one he brought is the one he chose. Like, he has like an Ogre Kingdom's army that he talks about is not as good. So like, this is a guy who's played. Now the other guy, none of his minis were painted. He said he had another list, and he said he asked his opponent what he wanted to face, and his opponent said the dragons, so that's what they chose. But also, like, I don't know. Like, it seems like he just wanted to play his big dragon list, and the guy had no idea what he was going up against. So, yeah, dragons are definitely like a hey, is this cool? Like, I have a dragon I want to bring. Is that cool? Like, let people have an idea of what you're bringing. At least, yeah, like pickup games and stuff, right? One more down here. This is goofy. We're gonna grind these minis up. Like bringing a Primarch. I will say yes, like bringing a Primarch or like a Lord of War in 30k or something. But in 30k, I think 30k with 3rd edition has like mellowed out enough to where like the Primarchs aren't quite as good. And like the Lords of War, like the Lords of War probably more so because being like a high armor value, like super heavy tank, you need more resources to deal with it. The Primarchs are easier to avoid. A lot of them don't have like guns or anything. Yeah, the Dreads, the community kind of self-corrected on Dreadnoughts in second, where it was like, hey, 1 Dread per 1,000 points. There. Like, problem fixes itself. And like, that worked pretty well. Manticore's probably a better choice than Dragon, really? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, as long as you let your opponent know. I'm not here to like judge people, as long as you're not opponent noobs like my local group does. Yes, parts of me still wants to go to that charity event, and other parts of me are like, nah. Like, I don't want to deal with this. But like, if I go, like, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna play hard. You know, like, that's how I'm gonna play. And then I'm just never gonna show up to another event again. Okay, so we have base colors on this mini. There's a couple things that are missing. We'll do plenty of stuff with that. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab more Army Painter. And I'm going to run some Strong Tone. Should I bring just both my dragons? My Terrorgeist and my Vampire Lord and a dragon? Yeah, you just want to watch come watch me stomp people? I appreciate your confidence, Avelios. That's Yeah, that's true. That is very true, Cultured American. It's probably the way to do it. The other guy seemed really nice. He was also a longtime collector, so... I'll have to show you guys some stuff I have when I get the wash on this guy. I'm pretty confident everything's fairly dry on this, but we're taking this brown wash... We are literally going through this whole mini here. It's going to really change the dynamic of this mini, but this is going to be like a pre-highlight, right? I did walk up to that tournament and just win, yeah. Those guys were all super cool, though. Yeah, I brought a meme to that. I wasn't even, like, planning on winning that. I just brought a meme and then played it, and then... I just rolled better than everybody. That was all that was. I don't think they're doing prize support or anything, which makes me feel better about it, because... I mean, it'd be funny to go there and just win a bunch of stuff, but... Yeah, no, yeah. The guy secured like $100 in store credit. He's gonna go there and just win it. Man, the new Marauders look so good. I agree. I actually found a rumor tidbit. I can share this on Discord with you guys. It's a guy that's been predicting a lot of the stuff coming. So someone who seems like they're in the know. And he had some interesting statements to make about the old world and its future. Just yesterday, I think he posted this kind of blurb. And... essentially saying that the old world is selling better than Games Workshop ever predicted or would have projected. And so they're actually scrambling to release more stuff for the old world. So the Marauders, the new Marauder kit is like just the beginning of this like newfound confidence in the old world. So if you are an old world fan, then get ready for a lot more coming, because that's what's happening. Casket of Souls and Ushabti. Oh man, plastic Casket of Souls and Ushabti would be great. Not liking this leather. Everything about this mini is too bright. Something their models with Cathay, yeah. Well, I mean, you also have players like me who, you know, I'm playing Vampire accounts. I have not bought an actual Old World mini, except for the one giveaway I did for the Cathay mini. That's the only Old World mini I've purchased. But I have spent a lot of money on Age of Sigmar minis, and so, like, their, you know, quote-unquote, like, marketing numbers, that's not something that it should pick up, right? But I bought them and I put them on square bases, and they're here to play Old World, right? So there has to be some kind of intuitive, like, you know, wow, everybody went out and bought Chaos Dwarves like more than we projected, and everybody bought more Soulblight and Skaven than we thought they would. You know, but our tournament numbers are the same, or, you know, our gameplay reports are the same, or something. Like, those minis are going somewhere. So maybe, you know, maybe they understand on some level that even the Age of Sigmar sales, there are Age of Sigmar sales going toward the Old World, as you would expect. Just don't feel great. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Which I'm not a fan of AOS to begin with, but as far as the 40k side, I tried it. I gave it a good try and just didn't enjoy myself. I like a balanced game. I like a game that I can really stretch the competitive muscles and still, you know, like people kind of even out and everything, and I don't have to feel bad playing people, but it just doesn't feel like it's not a super fun game for me to play. Cheap mass plastic, Kit Basham, yeah, that's true. Yeah, they're selling at a better price point than AOS, right? Now you're buying a lot more minis than you'd buy for AOS, so that's definitely a defining thing. Especially if you play a Horde faction like the Empire, to spend so much money on infantry for the Empire or just units in general. Put some more wash down here. Yeah, I think so. The Old World, anyone who played Second Edition Heresy will probably understand the pain of the Old World's written rules. So the Old World is they were definitely written in the same time frame as Second Edition Heresy, where it's like COVID era, things are kind of rushed, or there's a lot of issues. And yeah, you'll probably be able to pick that out pretty easily. Those similarities if you played a Second Edition Heresy. Liked about Fantasy is that was different play style to the Skirmish 40k. Yeah. AOS is definitely Fantasy 40k. Yeah. They kind of was at the outset. I think GW was really trying to, just trying to make Fantasy 40k, right? When Age of Sigmar was out. I think they were mistaken in what made like Warhammer Fantasy not appealing to people. And, you know, they picked out it's the setting and it's all the characters and it's the world is not interesting enough or something is kind of what they thought. And I think they missed the mark by a lot. And they ended up revamping the whole thing instead of just saying, Fantasy was an 8th edition. That was the last edition of Warhammer Fantasy. Instead, they just said, like, people don't want the setting, so let's do a whole new setting. You know, and there's probably a lot that goes into that also. But, you know, fantasy had a big issue of, and the old world has the same issue of, I need to buy 100 minis for my army. I need to paint 100 minis for my army. But you will only ever see like 5 minis in each unit. So you might see like 40 minis in my army. And the rest are just standing in the back as like wound counters. And that doesn't feel good, right? Like that's not a great feeling for a lot of people, especially people like looking into getting into the game. I think they could have done a skirmish version of Fantasy for 9th edition. I think people would have been upset. I don't think they would have been nearly as upset as AOS. But yeah, I think they could have made it work. Now, you know, GW is really good at like fumbling the bag though, so not saying that would have worked well or whatever, but yeah, it's a difficult thing. Let me see, this dude, I do think I did not use the hardened leather. We're gonna change this hardened leather, all the leather on these minis when this dries. It's fine. We're gonna go through and make some adjustments. That hardened leather is way too bright. I can't deal with it. When did Warcry came out? Sometime after Age of Sigmar. 40k board games control almost everything but the dice. Older system where it's more out of your control. Yeah, that's fine. You know, like people have different things they enjoy too. Like some people really like that control about the game, and I get that. But yeah, the randomness of like the scatter dice and the templates and the miscasts, or you know, and yeah, the randomization of things is nice. I think it creates some, you know, a lot of fun into the game if that's what you're looking for, right? Yeah, Warcry was after AOS. Yeah. When I came back to Warhammer, AOS just confused me. Yeah, I kind of think that too. People don't identify with their army, they want the characters to be something that's more them. Yeah. Yeah, I think GW also wanted a big, like, they wanted to copyright things, right? They wanted to have complete control over their setting, and when you're basing your setting on, like, everybody else's fantasy, you can't do that when you just have elves and dwarves and wood elves and vampires and skeletons and zombies. You know, you can't do that. You can't just put a copyright on the end of every word and have complete control over it. So, yeah, I think there was a lot of that going into that decision also. Oh, your models like to drink heavily. Roll to see if they know what they're doing. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Corp going to corp things to death. Yeah. Yep. What's up, T-Slayer? How you doing? I'll show you guys some stuff. Some minis I printed. So, found these cool STLs. I wanted a vampire for my army eventually. So I got this cool vampire. Look at this guy. Look how dapper he is. He got a big cape. He's got a cane. He's like Lucius Malfoy, but way cooler. So we got this vampire. I also printed this other vampire here. Let me show this guy to you. This guy's an OG. We got the one and only Vlad von Karstein. So, nice big, less fancy pants, but more killy vampire. Gotta get the supports off of him and everything. So, we got him, but yeah, a lot of sports. And then this other one I printed, he's got a hand, 2 hands I gotta put on him, but this guy, his name is Heinrich. I'm not gonna say his first and last name together because it sounds a lot like another name that's kind of a war criminal, but his name is Heinrich. He's a necromancer though. I want another foot necromancer. So he's got his cool staff here, and he's got skin. He wears people's skin as you do in Warhammer, but I cleaned him up a bit. So I might have some characters to paint this month or whatever. But I just wanted some random characters. I don't have enough characters for my army. He's also got a sword. This is his other hand. Just a sword. Can the claw attack on his hold on. This guy? Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just very windy. And whatever bear cloak he's wearing It's just blowing the claw in the wind. Yeah. That's true. That's true. Heinrich is a walking war crime as well. But yeah, GW saw it fit to name him after a particular war criminal. That just makes it weird to talk about. I don't think this is a Doctor Strange situation. I don't know why he's got people trapped. You have Krell? Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Where's Krell? Yep. I do not have the Krell mini, but that's definitely a mini I would want. I have the other White King, White Lord mini that's painted up for my army I like to field. He's a cool one. So something I can do while I wait here. So I'm working on a YouTube video. I'm trying to get one out this week, but I have to say that it might be coming out like Friday. Or even Saturday for Patreon members, because this video has become way bigger than I expected, and I have to figure out how to pare it down and how to make everything work. So it's become a point of frustration, but I'm trying to make it work. I want to get a video out this week. Keep up it'll be a 10-week streak of putting out videos every week. So Zestfalok, what's up? When I painted, need to paint something. Yeah, Krell is a really cool mini. The big two-handed axe and everything. It's a great mini. Found some Old Hammer books for free. Oh, very nice. What'd you find? And like I've said before, if you guys weren't here when I mentioned it, this mini that I'm painting, it's going to look a lot better when it's done. All right, let me just preface that because it doesn't look great right now. But I'm going to be giving this away. This is our monthly giveaway mini. I normally do my monthly giveaway minis. I paint and give away in one stream, but this week is weird, and this mini is definitely going to take me more than one stream to paint. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back. I'm going to stream on Friday. And I'm going to do the giveaway on Friday. So if you want me to send you this mini to have as, like, you know, something to set on the shelf or something to add in a unit or something, come in and stream on Friday. If you want more details, I will give more details in Discord later on this week before Friday. And I will explain how all of this will work. So yeah, we'll be doing that. It'll be a giveaway. The 25% side. Let's get some stuff from the workshop. Okay, wow. Codex Imperialis. Wow. All right, that's really cool. Fist Raptor was being sold. Oh, that's true. Yeah. That dude was just playing with an airbrush. But that's eBay also. Like, eBay, whenever someone says, like, it's professionally painted, like, it's always painted like garbage. Because either they suck at painting or they're just trying to rush through something to sell it for a profit. In good condition. That's really cool. Yeah. Codex Imperialis is a 2nd edition starter book. Oh, that's cool. Nice. Yeah, we're gonna do some rust, put some other colors. I gotta change up some things on this mini, but we're gonna get to it. It's gonna look really good. I'm excited for how it's going to end up looking. We just gotta get there. That's all. See pro painted an eBay listing? Leave the listing and look elsewhere. Yes. Yep. That is words to live by. Otherwise, pretty nice bit of history. That's awesome. Blue, how are you doing, man? You ready for the holiday? I used to have notes. I thought I had notes on how I painted these skeletons, but apparently I got rid of the notes to paint these skeletons. So just looking through, like, man, what do I have here? Kinds of paint schemes. I don't have my skeletons. Nope, 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 nope. Not there. Pro painted by their 6-year-old nephew. Yeah. You're exhausted, dude. Yeah. I actually took a nap this morning. I had like 20 minutes and I was like, you know what? I'm going to close my eyes. And I totally fell asleep and it was great. Yeah. I would never bother to sell painted stuff on eBay just for that reason. I feel like there's a the connotation with selling painted minis on eBay is always negative. Yeah, we got Painting Son's birthday is today. So we let him open a couple gifts this morning, and so he chose the biggest box he got. And my wife found this on sale. And it is okay, if you guys are familiar, if you have kids, maybe boys, you might be familiar with this, but Jurassic World, that whole franchise sells like dinosaurs. Okay, like just toy dinosaurs. They're like pretty big dinosaurs, and they're actually pretty like high quality. No, Salamander's Battle Force is not in there. No, I'm not buying this kid miniatures yet. Yeah, so okay, so the dinosaurs they sell are really cool. They look like they're straight from the movie, and he has a couple of them. One of the sets he's had for a couple years now it's an original, like it's themed after the original Jurassic Park movie. So it actually comes with the Ford Explorer and the 2 kids in the Ford Explorer, and then like the sunroof like collapses and it has a T-Rex, and so it's like, you know, you can play with it and it's like the T-Rex like attacking the kids and the like green and yellow Ford Explorer, you know, like that whole scene, like the night where it's like raining and everything. So he's had that set for a while. Well, he's wanted more of these. So a friend for his birthday party bought him a mosasaur, which is massive. It's like twice the size of the T-Rex. It's this giant, like, I don't know, 2 feet long, like dinosaur, you know, like aquatic dinosaur. And its mouth opens and everything, which is really cool. Like you push a button and it'll open and close its mouth. So my wife found on sale a Titanosaur. And if you watched Jurassic World Rebirth, you know, I'm sorry, but also it's the giant herbivores that they like get the blood sample from or whatever. This thing is massive. So he opened it this morning and it came in like 10 different pieces. So I assembled it. I kid you not, it's almost 4 feet tall, standing like just on its 4 legs. If you just reach its neck up. I think it's 5 feet long from like head to tail. It's a giant dinosaur. It's wild, and we had no idea it was that massive. Like, it's ridiculous. Like it was in a big box or whatever. Yeah, the thing is like, yeah, it would work great on a 40K table as like random gigantic fauna, you know. But it's great. So he freaked out. Put that thing together. He was playing with it all morning. And the little T-Rex will like bite at its legs or whatever. Like wouldn't stand a chance at killing this thing. So that's really cool. He got that, and he opened a book. He's getting a lot of books at this point, but yeah. No, it's gonna live in the living room. I'm pretty sure. Like this, I don't know. It can almost reach up to his bed, just like he's got like a kind of like a loft bed or whatever. It just stand the thing up on its hind legs. It's ridiculous. It's cool though. He's super excited. He's been more excited for that than like anything else. So. Want to fight under the Tyrannosaur? Yeah. It's a Titanosaur. Or, yeah, Titanosaur? I gotta look this up now. I gotta look it up. Titanosaurus. Titanosaurus, that's what it is. They really call it a Titanosaurus Rex? No, not Titanosaurus Rex. It's the Colossal Titanosaurus. Yeah, it's crazy. My wife found it like half off. Like 50% off on sale or whatever, because it like retails like $75. Like, I'm not paying $75 for just like a, like a dinosaur, like one dinosaur, but it's $30-$40, like that's different. It's gonna be fun on Friday. We're gonna continue painting this on Friday. It's gonna be a lot of fun putting all the details on this mini. You guys will see. You'll see how this mini really comes to life when we start putting rust and highlights on it and everything. It'll be really good. Yeah, cool minis. I did find out that Black Knights in the old world, because that's what this unit is in the old world, they're Black Knights, like the Skeleton Knights, are horrible. Like, they're absolutely horrible, like way overcosted. Yeah. You need some art of that. Where's Wandering Pict? Wandering Pict draws the most adorable Space Marine characters. And I don't know if Wandering Pict has ever linked their where they sell art or where they post their art, but it's the most adorable things. Like, I can't even deal with it, how adorable the Space Marines end up being. Well, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say this needs another good 30-40 minutes to dry, because washes. What I'm going to do, I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to call stream there today. I'm going to make it a little early. I am going to go spend my time getting ready for the painting sun, I guess, to get off the bus and to maybe rest a bit before the crazy holiday cooking and festivities. I would like to tell you guys to have fun and be safe, especially if you're traveling for the holiday. And if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, then hopefully you get some good meals anyway. And you guys all have a great week. I should be on Friday, so if you want to come chill and eat leftovers and hang out and maybe win a free mini, which would be this one, on Friday, that would be the time to do it. I will have details in Discord, but it was wonderful seeing you all, and and you guys have a great holiday and a great week as well. Again, I'll be back on Friday. If you are a patron, we're not doing a hangout Wednesday. No hangout Wednesday night. I got too much. I'm gonna be cooking, and like I said, running around like a chicken with my head cut off. So that's not gonna happen. But I will see you all on Friday. Have a great one, guys, and bye everybody.